Good morning, students. Myself, NB Kadam, TGT Science, JNU Valsad, Pune region. Today, I will be teaching you the 18th chapter of your NCERT textbook, that is wastewater story. Students, will before teaching, will see the learning outcomes or objectives of this lesson. Wastewater story guides the students to become an responsible citizen. Students will learn about sanitation, way of sewage disposal, and sanitation at public places. Students will understand their role in keeping the environment clean and healthy. They will receive guidance to maintain good sanitation, and students will learn the importance of water. Okay, students, these are the points that will be covered in this presentation, that are: what is wastewater? Wastewater could be reused. Differentiate between dirty water and clean water. Sources of wastewater. Importance of World Water Day. Sewage, sewerage. Impurities in sewage and treatment on the sewage, that is WWTP. How to become an active citizen. Better housekeeping practices. Sanitation. Domestic and public places. Disease and control. And finally we see conclusion. Okay, students, next slide, that is wastewater. So students, all of us use water in our homes for different purposes like cooking, bathing, washing, drinking, etc. As you can see in this figure, that the mind map which show you water is used for various purposes, like as here you are seen in this diagram. And other purposes also you are using water. Now question arises in your mind, what is dirty water? That is the wastewater. For that, answer is like this: water rich in lather mixed with oil, black brown water that goes down in the drains from the sinks, showers, toilets, laundries is called as dirty water or wastewater. We can also say that water contaminated with harmful undesirable substance, that is wastewater. Okay, students, our next slide, that is water, our life. Clean water is very basic need of human being, and not everyone has an access to it. Almost 1 million of people have no access to safe drinking water, and due to this, a large number of people suffer and die due to the water related diseases. There is also scarcity of fresh water due to increase of population, pollution, and industrial development and other such factors. Due to this kind of situation, the General Assembly of United States on 22nd of March, that is World Water Day, proclaimed the period, that is 2005 to 2015, as International Decade for Action on Water for Life, to aware the people to save the water. Okay, students, our next that is cleaning of water is necessary by removing pollutants. Is a method is called as wastewater treatment. We will discuss it further in detail. Now, coming to the source of wastewater, see this sources of wastewater. First point, we'll see what is sewage. It is the wastewater released by the homes, industries, hospitals, and other sources. It is a liquid waste with suspended and dissolved impurities. See in this picture, you can see here. Sewage is basically a liquid waste with dissolved and suspended impurities in it. Okay, next point, that is sewer, an underground conduit for carrying of drainage water and wastewater. Students, you will all might have observed that your home is buildings. There are two sets of pipe. One set brings clean water and other set takes away the wastewater. This network of small and big pipes are called sewers, and they form sewerage, as you can see in the picture. Here the picture is given here. Okay, students, this is the next slide. Sewerage is basically a transport system that carries sewage from the point where it is produced to the point of disposal, that is the treatment plant. You all might have seen covered openings on the streets as shown in the figure. These are called as manholes. They are located at every 50 to 60 meter in the sewerage and at the junction of two or more sewers and at the point of change in the direction. This provides access to control the entire underground system of sewerage. If any repair work is required, then it can be also done through this manhole. See this picture, you can see the manhole. Now students, taking to you the next slide, contaminants of sewage water. Here are the table which is given different types of the contaminants which found in the impure water. Organic impurities, that is human feces, animal waste, oil, urea, that is urine, pesticide, fruit and vegetable waste, etc. Inorganic impurities such as nitrate, phosphate, metals and chemical fertilizers. Nutrients such as phosphorus, nitrogen, bacteria such as Vibrio cholera which causes cholera, Salmonella paratyphi which causes typhoid, other microbes such as protozoans which causes dysentery. These are the contaminants of sewage water. Now, okay students, taking to next slide, that is water freshen ups and event journey. That is we are carrying a new treatment, carrying a treatment of diluted water. Here is a small activity which help you to understand the process that are involved in the treatment of wastewater. Here are given the 4 steps. I will explain you step by step. First step, to prepare dirty water sample. Second step, aerate. Aeration, air bubbles generate bacteria which eat organic waste and reduces the smell. Third step, filter the solution after aeration, and last step, that is chlorinate the filter solution for the further purification. I have prepared a video of this activity that will help you understand it in detail. Let us have a look. Hello students, this is a small activity that will help you to understand the process that takes place at the wastewater plant. This is the accelerator setup at you can see here. Okay, now first fill a glass of beaker 3/4 with water, then add some dirty organic matter such as grass pieces, fruit peels, small amount of detergent and few drops of ink. Mix this well and keep it in sunlight for 2 days. I have already prepared the dirty water sample here. Okay, from this, pour a small amount of sample into a test tube and label it as a sample 1, and that is before treatment. This is sample 1. Okay. Now I am taking a small amount of sample in another beaker for aeration. You can use an aerator from an aquarium to bubble air through the sample, or you can use some mechanical stirrer as I have used here. Stir the solution thoroughly. Mechanical stirrer for the aeration. Now, pour the amount of this aerated sample in another test tube and label it as a sample 2, that is after aeration. Test tube 2. Okay. Now, fold a piece of filter paper to form a cone. When the paper, wet the paper with tap water and insert in the funnel. Put a layer of sand, fine gravels and medium sized gravels in the funnel. I have already done it here. Filter, gravels, medium sized gravels in the funnel. Okay. Now pour the remaining aerated liquid through the filter into the beaker. If the filtered liquid is not clear, filter it few more times till you get clear water. Pour this sample of the filter water into a third test tube and label it as a sample 3, that is filter. Test tube number 3, sample 3, filtered sample. Test tube number 3. Okay. Now, further add a chlorine tablet or powder to the filtered sample and mix it until the water is clear. Here I have used chlorine powder. And mix it till the water gets clear. Now pour the sum of these sample in the another test tube. 4, it is a sample 4, that is chlorinated. This is test tube number 4 and this is chlorinated water. Sample 4. Okay, now observe all these 4 samples. What you observe, you can see that the dirty water sample 1 has been purified by this method, as you can see our sample number 4. Similar kind of method is used in the wastewater treatment plant on large scale to get wastewater into the pure water or clear water. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, students, our next topic, that is wastewater treatment plant. Treatment of wastewater involves physical, chemical, and biological process. See this treatment plant. Now I will tell you its steps and part of how does it works. First step, that is bar screen. Bar screen, here large objects like rags, sticks, can, plastic packets, napkin, etc. are removed. Now next, that is water goes to the grit and sand removal tank. See in the diagram, that is a grit and sand removal tank. Here speed of the incoming wastewater is decreased to allow sand, grit, pebbles and settle down. Now come on our treatment plant. Now the wastewater is transferred to the sedimentation tank. See in the picture. In this step, water is allowed to settle in the large tank, which is sloped towards the middle. Solid like feces settle at the bottom and removed with the scraper. This is called as sludge. Floatable waste like oil, grease are removed by the skimmer. As you can see in the diagram. See in the WWTP, as you can see in the sludge from the sedimentation tank is transferred to the separate tank where it is decomposed by the aerobic bacteria. Biogas is produced in this process, which can be used as a fuel and to produce energy or electricity. The water further sent to the aeration tank is seen in the figure. We'll see the aeration tank. Here is pumped in the clarified water to help the aerobic bacteria to grow, which consume human waste, food waste, soaps and other unwanted matter. After several hours, the suspended microbes settle at the bottom, that is activated sludge. Water is removed from the top. Activated sludge contains 97% water and water is removed using sand drying beds or machines. This dried sludge is used as manure for soil, as you can see in our wastewater treatment plant. Now, as you can see here, activated sludge from the bottom is sent to the sludge as a digester to convert to the biogas plant, biogas and manure. Now the treated water is discharged into the sea or river or in the ground. or nature cleans up it further. Sometimes the water needs to be disinfected with help of chlorine and ozone before releasing it into the distribution system. Here is the flow chart for whatever we have discussed in brief. Here, sewage water will transfer next step, that is a bar screen. From the bar screen, water will be transferred to grit and sand removal tank. From the sand removal tank, water will transfer for the clarification. After clarification, water transferred in another tank, that is for the aeration. After aeration, water transferred for the natural cleanup, that is in the river, groundwater, oceans, etc. Then sometimes water is needed to disinfect it for adding chlorination, and then the water for the distribution system for use. Okay, students, we will discuss what we should do as an active citizen. It has been suggested that we should plant eucalyptus trees all along sewage ponds. These trees absorb all the surplus water, wastewater rapidly and release fewer water vapors into the atmosphere. Now, our responsibility as a citizen, that is inform the sewage leakage, open drains, overflow drains, unsanitary conditions witnessed at any place to municipality or Gram Panchayat. Okay, students, we'll come to our next slide. Our better housekeeping practices. We should not throw oil and fats in the drains. Avoid throwing chemicals like paints, solvent, insecticides, medicines, etc. because it may kill microbes that helps to purify water. Avoid throwing used till use, solid food remains, soft toys, cotton sanitary towels, etc. Vermi processing toilet. It is a design of toilet in which human excreta is treated by earthworms. It has been tested in India. Operation of such a toilet is very simple and hygienic. It is a low water use toilet and the human excreta is completely converted to vermicex, which is a resource much needed for the soil. Okay, now students, we are talking about the sanitation. Sanitation, domestic and public. Poor sanitation and contaminated drinking water is a cause of a large number of diseases. Domestic sanitation, it is includes washing hands, bathing regularly, that is personal hygiene, laundering, keeping the surrounding neat and clean, as you can see in the picture. Public or community hygiene. Places like marketplaces, fairs, railway stations, airports, bus depots, hospitals, these are the busy places. Thousands of people visit them daily and large amount of waste is generated. It must be disposed properly, otherwise epidemic would be breakout. See in the picture of the different types of the public places. Alternative arrangement for the sewage disposal. To improve the sanitation, low-cost on-site sewage disposal systems are being encouraged. Example, septic tanks, chemical toilets, composing pits, etc. Septic tanks are suitable for places where there is no sewerage system, such as hospitals, isolated buildings, and clusters of 4-5 houses. On-site human waste disposal technology, no scavenging required. Excreta from toilet seats flow through covered drains into the biogas plant directly. Okay, now students, we come to our next slide, diseases and control. Following are the causes and diseases. Consumption of contaminated water and food, defecation in open places. Some diseases caused by wastewater such as cholera, typhoid, polio, meningitis, hepatitis and dysentery. These diseases can be controlled by using Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, proper waste disposal. In 2016, Government of India initiated Swachh Bharat under which lots of drives such as proper sewage disposal and providing toilets for everyone have been started. Students, by this way, we come to our conclusion. Our role is to keep our environment clean and healthy. It's our responsibility to keep our water resources clean and adopt good sanitation practices. Biogas, which is a source of energy, can be generated with the help of sludge and that is produced in wastewater treatment plant. By adopting good sanitation practices, we can keep our environment pollution free and clean. Gandhiji said that no one needs to wait for anyone else to adopt humane and enlightened course of action. Swachh Bharat, एक कदम स्वच्छता की ओर. By this way, we are completed our chapter. Thank you. Thank you very much.